Hey everybody, it's been a little bit. I think it's been since January since I put out a video about Kobe or anything spiritual, and I apologize, but as you can see behind me, I've been busy painting this large painting. If you've watched my channel, you've seen me paint the painting behind me, but I want to come on today and do a little talk for Kobe. She asked me to do a video on explaining more about the Uluru crystals. Uh, Before I get into that, I would like to tell you that, making these videos takes a lot of time and effort. And any of the YouTubers out there that, watch YouTube and or create YouTube channels, they understand what I'm talking about. Um, just editing them and filming them and putting music behind them. And it's hours and hours of intense work to get these videos out. So would like to ask, there's lots of people watching the videos. However, you're not liking and subscribing. So I don't know if, what I'm doing is accurate or that you, well, not accurate, but that are you enjoying the videos? I'd really like for you to please take the time to subscribe and to like the videos. And that way I can, know which direction that you would like me to go in. So a little bit of housekeeping there. So just wanted to get that out of the way. And it does give me some feedback. So would appreciate that. I did watch today. Well, let me back up. Kobe asked me if I would do a video on the Uluru crystals. That I've talked to you about the magic box and about the crystals and why they were brought here and their purpose and all that. Well, some new things have transpired, and I first would like to tell you that she, over these past several months, we do what's called, she calls it transporting. Some of you may think of it as astral traveling. Some people may think of it as remote viewing. I just know it as what she calls it. She transports me to different places, and then I can see them and feel them and experience that. And back, I think it was late December, I asked her if she would take me to the Uluru site, and I wanted to experience the crystals, um, the room, and everything. And so she did, and that kind of set off in the last 3 months, kind of a whole expedition that her and I have been going through that I have not talked about, and she's asked me several times if I have shared this with you. So here we go. I meditate at night. I am not one to get down on the floor and get in the lotus position and meditate. This old gal's too old to get down on the floor anymore. So, I tried meditating sitting up, makes me dizzy. So when I'm meditating, I'm usually in bed, laying prone, flat on my back, and that's when I do my meditations. So the first time that she came to me about this, I was in deep meditation. I was actually doing a chakra meditation, clearing my chakras. And she asked me if I would like to go to Uluru. And I said, yes, I would. So she transported me there, and this is my experience. Now, I'm going to tell you, no, I'm not insane. No, I'm not having mental issues. This is what occurred, and so I'm sharing it with you. You can take it or you can leave it. It's either way. Okay? So we got to this room. first opened up, and I noticed very high ceiling, and I looked up and it was full of crystals. Just these crystals that were being illuminated by this central box, kind of right in the middle of the room. But I can't describe the box to you because the crystals themselves are so luminescent and so they put on a lot of light. Almost like, the best way I know how to describe this to you is bioluminescence. I think that's what they call it, bioluminescence, when things glow in the water. It had that similar type of feeling to them. When I first went in, her husband Marvin was there. Another spirit guide that I'm aware of, his name is Daya. He happens to be the spirit guide for my niece, which, by the way, he's very good looking. He's very handsome. So is her husband Marvin. And so I was greeted by them, and I'm, as I said, in this room, it had very high, like, we're in the middle of under the earth, and it had very high ceilings with these crystals, that small crystals in the ceiling, like almost like they were growing all over the walls and the ceiling. And then, of course, this center area with these big, large crystals. I'm going to describe them to you again. They're about a foot tall, the biggest ones, and they're about that big in diameter, about 6 inches in diameter. They are faceted. They have faceted sides. Some of them have points. I don't know what that's the code specifically called. Or any. So they have a point to them. They are clear in nature, like a quartz, but they have they give off color. When you hold them, as I said, they're luminescent. They give off energy and light, and the colors are constantly changing, and that's the best way I know how to describe them. It's I've never seen anything like it, so my words are kind of hard to understand, or for me to not understand, but for me to describe it to you. And in any event, of course, I go touch them, and I didn't ask permission. I just went in and picked one up, and I wasn't paying attention to, them. I was just paying attention to the crystal and holding it, and the energy, the healing energy that I got off these crystals were just incredible. So much so, I put it next to my skin. I like cradled it like a baby. And because it was just this, I can't even describe to you this energy that came from them. And I have a bad left arm, and I was kind of holding the crystal and, touching it against my skin. And then I looked up, and they're all with their mouths wide open, and their eyes real big, and I'm like, what's the matter? And she was explaining, well, nobody's ever touched them before. I'm like, what do you mean nobody's ever touched them before? You all have never touched them? And she's like, no, we've never touched them. Nobody's ever touched them. You're the first human being that's ever touched them. Well, I'm not physically there, but I'm mentally there. And I said, well, she goes, how do you feel? And I'm like, fantastic. I feel fantastic. And they were in such awe. So that was the very first time I was there. And the following day, when I was doing my meditation or channeling her, she wanted to know, how was I able to do that? And I said, well, I didn't know that I couldn't do that. I had no idea that I wasn't supposed to touch them. You didn't say I wasn't allowed to touch them. So she goes, well, no, it's okay that you touched them, but we've never had anybody hold them physically like that. What did it, she wanted to know what it felt like. And then I was explaining to her, well, it was amazing. And I woke up this morning and my arm didn't hurt anymore. Still don't know what, they don't know if it's a ligament, a pulled muscle. I've had it for 7 months now. And it's actually the first time that I slept through the night without pain. And I just felt marvelous. And so she kind of was like, well, let me know if there's any adverse effects from this. So before I go on, excuse me just 1 minute. I apologize, I had to sneeze. So that was the very first time I was there. I have been back since then on my own and with Kobe, and many, many times. And I've this time asked permission and touched the crystals, and they said, of course, you know. And so I've been using the crystals to heal myself, and I've put them up next to my skin. Okay, this is what the weird part. When I put it up next to my skin, it kind of went into my skin. I put positioned two in my back, one in my arm. And as I said, they're different sizes. Some of them are real little, and some of them are very large. Like I was explaining, I'd say about 12 inches by about 6 inches in diameter. I put one here in my head. Whatever is ailing me, I use them quite a bit. So she was very fascinated that I've gone back and done this on my own, and you know, I've constantly been in back and forth into that site and into the, I call it a cave, the cave or the underground area where these crystals are held. Well, one night, in the middle of the night, I got woken up and by Kobe, and she asked me if I would come to Uluru with her, that there was an emergency and she needed me to help. So I'm like, okay, yeah, of course. So we transported back to the room, and they're lying. Oh, I forgot to tell you, in the room, there's these slabs of rock, like very smooth slabs of rock. Sometimes I sit on them, and when I'm in there, and I meditate. But on these two slabs were two aliens, two grays. And she wouldn't let me get close to them. But I said, well, what's the matter? What's going on? And she said, we think the aliens have COVID. And I'm like, oh my God. And I said, how did that happen? And she said, well, that they interact with people and they got COVID. Well, being a mom, being a grandmother, I immediately, and I don't know why, I can't tell you why, I immediately grabbed up I said, first of all, get as many crystals around them as you can. So we started laying out these crystals all around their bodies, from made an outline of their bodies. And we put them on both of them. And then we all sat and meditated. And then I was there for a while, and I said, well, why did you call me? What made you think of me to help you? She goes, well, you're the only one that's ever picked them up. We've not, any of us have touched them. So we thought you would know what to do. Well, I guess it's, as I said, being a mom, being a grandma, the instinct just of healing or help at that very moment in a crisis kicked in, and it just came naturally. I didn't know what I was doing. It was just on instinct. And we laid the crystals, as I said, we laid them all around them, and they use this device. I can't even describe it to you. It's not a thermometer, but they put this thing on their forehead, and it, I guess, was taking their temperature. And we watched over the hours their temperature starting to come down. Now, when I came on the scene, these people were these aliens were hardly breathing, and they were not coherent. They were in like in a comatose state. So as I was there, and the more that they were around these crystals, they started to come out of this, and they were all thanking me, and I'm like, well, what are you thanking me for? I don't know that I did anything other than, just what was on instinct. Okay, so we're at the point now that the following day, they were all, again, when I was channeling Kobe, they were all profusely thanking me. Thank you, they're so much better. We had no idea that the crystals could do this healing work. And I said, well, you brought them to our planet to heal the planet. And she said, yes, Mother Gaia. We had no idea. It was to protect, as I've explained to you before. Please watch my other videos on this. They brought these crystals to protect our planet from our self-destruction of our planet. They know that it helps our planet, but they had no idea that it would help individuals. So the reason for this, excuse me, this video is she's asked me to please get the message out to all of you that they have found that these crystals did heal the aliens. And I said to her, well, have you thought about taking these crystals? And as you know, I've explained to you, there are several sites in our globe or in our planet where there are alien sites. That's where they live, and they exist amongst us. And I said, why don't you take part of these crystals to make sure that the COVID or any other bacteria or virus or anything else, they're just as vulnerable. Now that we found out they're just as vulnerable as we are. So I said, why can't you take them to these different sites or place them around the world and to help with us and you with the COVID viruses and healing? So they did. And they wanted me to let me know that it has worked tremendously, and that they want people now to connect to they call them the Uluru crystals. And I said, well, I asked her today, I said, well, how do I explain how people can connect to them and use them for healing? And she goes, all they have to do is when they're meditating, They picture the crystal as you've described, and I'll describe it again. They're long, cylindrical, faceted. Some have points, as I said. It's a clear, like quartz type of crystal that illuminate a luminescence, and they change color. So I asked her, I said, oh, say somebody's in meditation. They ask to connect to the Uluru crystals and to be healed by them. Picture the same way that I did, that you're holding them, you're putting it on your skin, you're holding it next to your body, wherever you're needing healing, and see the crystal go into your body and feel the energy that they give off. I guarantee you, you will notice, you will know when it starts to work. So with my promise to her that this is what this video is about. So please connect with the Uluru crystals and use them for your own healing purposes, and let everybody know that they are out there for our use. So this has been a very fascinating journey with her, and Kobe, I've let them know. So we'll do a little bit of channeling with her right now. I'm gonna bring the screen down. Hopefully I can get it. Let me back this up. Can you all see that? My video is, maybe I need, well, okay. Let me do my protection prayer real quick, okay? Sorry. Hold on. Okay. All right, Kobe, are you with me? Yes. Okay. Kobe, I am live. I have just explained my experiences with the Uluru crystals. I have also explained to them about the first time that I was there and picking them up. I've also explained to them about the aliens that you and I healed with them, and how they can connect with the crystals themselves to use for healing. So what else would you like to add while I'm on camera? She's saying I would like to add that the crystals can help heal you when you are meditating, that you visualize the crystal in your hand, touch it to your skin, as Stacy has described. She is the one who made us aware of their healing powers. Well, I don't know if I take credit. I just touched them. Sorry about that. They are very powerful and I want everyone to know they can access them. Well, thank you, Kobe. I really appreciate it. Hold on real quick, honey. So, let me put this back up. I don't know if you saw, but we kind of do a shorthand now. I've been working with not using the pendulum and channeling her, as I explained to you before. I've been very successful with it. Her and my other spirit guide, Leon, we work on that every single day. So, as I said, something that she really, really wanted me to talk to you about. And anytime I can help, I'm here. But please remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please like and subscribe. I can't keep doing this YouTube channel if I can't increase my numbers. So it is very, very important. And I will be back. I promise I won't be that long in getting another Kobe video out. But I have been busy painting. I've been busy working on readings for family and friends and myself. I've been working on myself. So, love y'all. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.